Jumma Game Developer. Welcome guys, this is a video of Jumma Game Developer. New to this channel? No problem. I am Utsav Chakma and I am the creator of this YouTube channel. In this channel, you will get videos about Godot, GameMaker Studio, Adobe Illustrator, Blender, and with these softwares, you will learn full 2D and 3D game development. But you will get Godot videos too much than those others. These video series are also going to be series of Godot, and you will learn how to make a simple 2D top-down car game using Godot. This is easy to make and helpful project for beginners, and you'll need to use some pictures which links are in this video description. You'll also need to extract the files which you will download. But also, if you want, you can draw them by yourself in PNG format. If you don't have Godot, you can download it from the link of this video's description. A thing is that this video series will be needed to divide in some parts because I can't make longer videos. I can't upload longer video as they are big in size. And if I don't divide these series in parts, the videos will be longer and I will not able to upload these videos. First, we need to know how the game will interact, or how to play the game, how the game works. The game we are making, we need to know about that. So I am going to show you the game. How is this? First, when the player opens the game, it shows a window which is there where written is that it is a top-down car game, and if the player hits the play button, the game starts, and you can see the car is moving. The car is moving by arrow keys, and another car is the enemy car. If the player collides there, the game will be over, like this. And it will move to a scene when the car collides with another truck. It's moved to the scene called name game over. If the player hits the play again button, the game starts again, you can see, and collides again, so he will again move to the game over window. And if the player hits menu, it will move to the menu, and then if he hits on the exit button, the game will be quieted. And now let's start to make the game. To make the game, you need to open the Godot first. It will take you to the project manager, and in project manager, the games you will make will be visible. And if you want to make a new project, so you need to click on this new project. Then it will ask you for the name of the project you will set. Here you can see project name. In here, the thing you will write, the project name will be that thing. We want to make a top-down car game, and the game's name will be top-down car game. And after that, you need to browse the part of the game where you want to create the game, and for that, click on browse. You need to choose an empty folder where is no files folders. This is not an empty folder, so it is saying us that to choose an empty folder. I have an empty folder. I need to create it. I always create my games on this folder, and here I can directly create it, as this folder is not empty. You can see there are 2D 3D models folders, ball, and some extra RAR files, AI files, exe files, and because of that I can create, as this is not empty, I can create the game directly here. So I need to make an empty folder. Here the folder's name I will give is top down car game, and it will Godot will create the folder for us, and you can see in the directory the path. It is taking us to the make games top down car game. This is the folder which we just created now, and select the current folder for now, and this is the renderer GLES3 or GLES2. It's your choice. If you switch to GLES3, it will not support for all computers. We may want to make a game which will support about every computers on every computers, so we can use OpenGLES2. It is not matter, as we are making a 2D game. The thing not matter I am saying is this, that you switch to OpenGLES3 or 2. The 2D games will not matter anything. The 2D is 2D. Only if you are switching to 3D, you need to choose what you need to choose, OpenGLES3 or 2. But as this is a 2D game, you can switch to 3 or 2, but the game will work for every computer. Now let's just create and edit this. Godot will automatically create a folder on that part. The part is on D my make games, and you can see here here is the game. The scene is created, and here are the files which are there. If they are supported, so they will be shown on here. Only without some files like import and icon import, png import, project Godot, they will not shown, but the icon and the default environment scene will be shown on here. You can see it has created showing the icon and the default environment only. And on Godot, these are the modes what mode you are going to show make the game. There is 2D, 3D. You can drag around the 3D with the middle mouse button, and 2D you can hold the middle mouse button and see what around is. And in script mode, it is actually a programming language mode. The programming language is defaultly GDScript, but you can also type C#, C. I don't know about Lua, and also you can create visual script. And this is the asset library. If you have internet connection, so it will show some already pre-made assets. You can see here the assets. Oh, this is new Python script. Oh, so another thing, I think Godot can also type Python, I think, with this asset. But the most thing of these four we are going to use is the 2D mode. In 2D we are going to make the game. And let's start with the size of the window. First, this is the size of the window in here, the lines you are seeing on here. We don't want this long in horizontally, we want our game long in vertically. To change it, we need to switch to project settings, drag to down and display on window. You can see the white is this, it is too much big and showing 1024, and the highest is the up and down side, it is 600. Switch on 600. We don't want the white too much bigger, we need to change it to 415, and this is alright, you don't need to change it. Now the window size will be smaller in this left to right side, and on up to down side it is 600 more than the left and right side 415, so it is the up and down side is more bigger, the left and right side is lesser. On here the game is going to be made. At first let's think about the did you downloaded the pictures from the links? You can add them by yourself, or you can draw them by yourself, or download the pictures from the links given on here. You need to extract the pictures. I have the pictures in not here, right here. The first picture is the Audi and the second picture is minivan. You can just drag them around and move to the Godot editor, or post them here like this. The pictures will be like on here, or you can copy this and move to your game directory and post them on right here. If you post them in the file explorer, so no problem, the Godot will import them and will visible on here. We need to take them in sprite in a folder named sprites. The game's pictures will be coming from this sprites folder. Now if you expand this, you can see it is inside of this sprites folder right here. The thing we need to do is another thing, that is actually the road picture. The road picture I have is this thing background. I am showing you the second way to take it inside of your Godot game. Here in file explorer you can see the road on here, but if I post here, the Godot will first show an import window, then it gone, then you can see it is posted on here. But it is, look here, it is not a part folder of this sprite folder, it is a part of directly on res folder. The res is this top down car game folder. The full game you are making, its folder will be shown as res, not the folder's name. So it will just shown as res, res. Then you can see what symbols are here. But I need to load the pictures from a file. You don't need to create the sprites inside of this sprites folder. You can directly make them a part of res, but I'm going to make a little more big game, so it will be good if I put them inside of the sprite folder a little. I think it is good if it is downside, it is not going down. Okay, whatever. We want to make a road which will will be always going down, because the car will move and we don't want a camera right here to show in the game. The camera will need a lot of things, a little complex, that is the camera things. We just want when the car will move, the road will look like coming down. So the road will needed to be a thing which is called sprite. I didn't explain sprite yet. The sprite is actually a picture file, a node that is a sprite, that is called sprite, and it shows just pictures, and it can also do many things, but I can't explain them all right now. Here is the sprite. If you don't want to find dragging down on here with the middle mouse button, you can just search here sprite, the name of the node, and it will be visible on here. You can see it is a part of node 2D, the 2D window, and not a part of actual 2D. It is going to be part of this root. It is going to be a root node of this scene. Just change it to sprite. Now its name is going to be road. You can see it's not showing the road picture on here. The sprite is actually here, and it is not showing any road picture right there. It is not showing the road picture because Godot doesn't know what picture to show on here. Even if you write road or OD or anything, it will not show the picture directly. You need to say it to Godot that what picture it would show. You can drag and drop it on here directly, or you can give the texture on here right there. If you just drag and drop here the picture, it will make a sprite child of this root node called road. The sprite node child will be another sprite which's picture is this road. Fit it on the window to make it the road. But another thing is this, that we will use a code called add child, that is something of GDScript. I will explain it later better to you, but the thing I want to say is this, that this row, when we will add the scenes, road will coming after one by one after one. So what will happen, the car will be in the upside of the nodes, and the newly added roads will go up of the car, and the car will go down of the road. So the car will not be visible that time. To fix this, to not make the car go down of the road, we need to make it a background. I don't know if there is a node which is used to directly as a background, but I know a node which says name is parallax background. To get that, search on here parallax background on here. There is no other way for us to make a background. Actually, there is no background node for in Godot without this. what it will do is it will always go down by the pictures like the car. The car will go up of the road, and the road will always stay down of the game, as this is a background, parallax background, so it will solve the problem. But there are some problems with the parallax background. It will not move speedily as it would, but we can fix this problem, don't worry about that. Now if you drag and drop this on here, it will be child of the root node right here, background. I will name it sprite, the picture of this parallax background, and just let it fit on here. So now we need to save the scene. For save the scene, you can save by here clicking this, or you can see there is saying that you can also click Ctrl S to save the scene. Only this scene will be saved if you click Ctrl S. And we need to take this scene to another folder. Every scene will be inside of that folder, and the road scene will be the games part. After that it will create a scene. It is already created. Its name is create a file which is name is scene, and under this scene it will create the road tscn. It means this scene will be created, and just save it. And now if we run the game, you can see there is the road, but what we expected is this road should move down. I mean, if the car is here, if the road goes always going down, so the player will see that the car is moving, but actually the car will not move, the road is moving. But it is not a problem, only the car will look like move. The player don't know that car is not moving, the road is moving, so there is no problem if the road moves down. How to make the road move down? So actually we need to now switch to programming. We need to program the things in GDScript now. Now we need to move this thing down when the game is running. To do that, we need to program this parallax background to move down with GDScript. And to program this, you need to attach something with this, that is called script. Inside of that script you can program to make the road always going downside. To now right click on there like this, and you will see a thing is expanded right there, not expanded, it shows a folder, and here a option is called attach script. Means we need to attach something in here. By clicking on there, it will take you to the attach node script window, and on here make sure it is selected GDScript. This native script and visual scripts are also we are also going to able to move the road down with this native script and visual script, but I am not sure how to use visual script or how to use native script, but I know about GDScript. With GDScript we are going to make the object move down, not object, the road picture. If this move down, so the sprite also will be moved down, because focus on here, it is a child, the sprite node is child of the road node. And what will happen if it is this sprite is a child of road node, it will copy the position of the road always as his own position. Also, if the road rotates, the sprite will take the rotation from the road, it will also rotate. Every transform changes will apply on the road. The sprite will also take that transform change. And let's now make the GD script right there. If you select on default, it will show some ugly things which we don't want to see. The empty is a little ugly, but we don't also want this thing also. But no comments will not make anything ugly. And after that, you can see there is something called path. This is the part where the script will be created. There is no script folder, so we need to create a script folder by clicking on the create folder, script, and it will create and open that window that is currently empty because that is just newly created and it has no files and folders inside of that. And right there, the road GD script will be this where we want to create in the games script folders empty on the empty file, and just click on open. It will now create that road GD script on that path. Now let's create, and you can see there are some things. First, the script is with affecting the parallax background on here, so it is saying extends parallax background. If we create the script to the sprite, the sprite's node name is sprite, so it will tell that it extends sprite like that. And this is every time you will create any script, it will show that function ready. It is not always needed. The main thing which is needed is function process, and the things you will write under this function process will apply every I think 60 times per second will be applied. The things you will write inside of here. Currently it is not needed for now. Let's write pass. Did you saw that picture? That means this is an error. There is an error for which the game will have some disturbs. It is showing, and the error is on the 4th line, and the first there is nothing. Then it is showing error because it is saying that I indented a block expected. Means there would be a block, or also there could be some codes you want to run on the game. Currently let's just click on the block, make the block with this pass code. With this passcode, it is creating the block of the process delta function. FUNC, this is not a bad word. This means this is a function. The process is a function. It is remaining, the function is remaining there. And we need to tell Godot by scripting that the road should move down always. So when the road will move down, we will need to tell how we would tell it to Godot. How when the road should move down. This is only when you transform this to what called, you can see this is the transform on here. And I don't know what is this thing. These things, oh, okay, these things are needed. Here it is. By control that I undo that thing which I created to just 0. I think I have a problem. Wait for a second, please. Guys, I was closed the window for a second. I paused the video for a second because I was thinking that this would not be a part of script of road. This should be a script of the sprite node, and you saw I have wrongly attached this script to here, and I want this script on here. The things you will need to first focus on to make this script for this sprite is you need to check on this extend. It would extend the sprite node. And another thing is you need to check from this by scrolling down here, this script node. On here, how to attach this script on here by this property. On here, click on this extend and load, and by going on script and by selecting this road, the script attached to here. And as I don't need on here, what I can do is extend this road and click on here. It will be empty, and this script will not be part of his, and only this script will be part of sprite now. And the thing you need to change is this. It would extend the sprite the node as sprite. If this is green mark, so it is right. If something is wrong, so it will not mark in green, and so an error. Unknown class sprite. It is not a class. It is not a part of node. There is nothing called split. It is SPRIT. There is nothing, no node named split like this. Only if the words are right, so the red thing will be moved out and it will show in green mark the node type. So what I was trying to say is this sprite should move down, and how to move it down, I was trying to explain that. And to move it down, you need, this is the position. You need to know about this. If you increase this number, this road will move to the right side. Wanna see? Press just enter, and here it is moved right. The more bigger number you will give, the more it will move right on this X number, and the more lesser number you will give on this X, like 200, it will move left. It is like actually graph. Here you can see the change on the X as I change it, and you can see if I move this thing up, the Y also is changing. So in case of Y, if you increase this number, so it will move down. If you decrease this number, it will move up. This is like graph. If you are a mathematician, not needed to be a mathematician to understand this. If you already learned mathematics like graph, you would know about this thing, why this X value increasing and it goes down. So the main thing I want to say is, if you increase this, only then it will move down. And To increase it when the game is running, we need to tell it by scripting on here. We need to first initialize the position of this number like this position. So it will first initialize the position every 60 times in a second, and every 60 times in seconds it will also extend the position x of position m. I mean x of this position means this of this x of this position, and with a symbol with plus minus, make sure this is not like this, this is like this. It will increase the number, will switch on here this 5. The main thing is now with this symbol the position x will be increased 5 in numbers. Oh, not x. Oh, we need to initialize the y of this position first. We need to increase the y to make the road move down. Save it for now. And this 5, the thing I was trying to say is the y will be increased by 5 because of this symbol. What will be happen if it increase? It will move down. Wanna see? Just run the scene and you can see it is moving down. Oh, it is getting a little slower. No problem. I think the speed should be better if this is 8. Oh, not enter, just 8. It would move speedily. Here you can see, and I have just show you how it works. We are going to make more scriptings later, not in this video series but any of later series of this series, this top-down game car series. And another thing we need to do is make the enemy car also should move, but it would move more speedily than the road moves. So what the player will see is this, that the enemy car is truck, and the truck will move more speedily than the road. So the player will see that road is moving but the truck is also moving a little speedily. I don't know how to explain this, but I think you will understand if I show you that what I am going to do. And you will not need this road for now, but okay. Another extra thing is when we are going to use the if thing, the if code. If this is the code, and how will make it use, I am going to explain. Just write like me, position y. If the position y is bigger than the screen size 600, so what will happen? The thing would be deleted, the road would be deleted. With QE free, with this QE free, the road will be deleted. Not every 60 times per second, but when only this position y will be bigger than 600. When it will bigger than 600, when it goes out like 601. Oh, not now. This would be not 600 if bigger than this. Here, if now not like this, it would be like this. If this y is more bigger than 1200, so like 1201 or 1202, any bigger number that more bigger number than 1200, so it will get deleted. So let's undo this, like here. It now will be deleted when it is more going down. Why we need to delete this? And this is because when the player will stay running the game, if things such as he is playing and staying without colliding with the tracks for an hour, so that time many roads will be created. I don't know how many, but I think at least 1000 roads would be created. So what will happen? I think the RAM will be slowed down and player's game will be started. But if the roads are deleted, so no problem, the RAM will not get stuck because there are not much roads, so the computer's RAM would not need to handle too much things. So that's the why we need to QE free, delete the road when it moves down and player don't see the road. Now what we need to do is make the enemy scene. Now the thing we are going to talk about is the enemy scene. The enemy scene is not actually an enemy, it is the thing where the player's car will be collide and the game should move to the game over scene, and don't need this road scene anymore. To make it close it, we just need to click on this cross of the road, and we can now create another scene, or there is another way we can create another scene on here. We can work with many scenes in Godot by clicking these plus icons, or close some empty scenes, any scenes that we don't need to work with. And now the thing we are going to do is make a scene which is a scene of the truck, and the truck, I click on the 2D scene and I reached on this on here. I want a physics body on here to detect the collision. When the player will collide, then the signal will be emitted if this is a node named area 2D. And area 2D, you saw, this is not space, and you can see here area 2D node is shown. It is actually a part of physics body. On node 2D, if you move for searching for the physics, I can see this here. I think not here. Here, collision object, this is a part of physics body. What the physics bodies are? Actually, the physics bodies are some things as those which acts like a real world object. Like if you fall down a pen, it will collide. When it collide with the floor, the pen will not ever move down again. The rigid body is like that thing. If you fall down many physics bodies to these static bodies, the static body is a thing which will not move. It will stay in a place and never move any side, not left, not right, not down, not up, not front, not back. It will stay like him forever, and this rigid body, when collides with static body, the rigid body will bounce up like real world physics says. And this kinematic body is a physics body too. It also behaves like physics but not attracts with gravity, or not collides also. It is for actually only for make a player. You can see this player icon. With this player icon you will understand that this node is for making a player. And this area 2D is not a part of physics body. It only detects collision, as it is a child of this collision object 2D. Not a child, it is a part of collision object 2D. Child, you can say it is child when it is only a child. There is something joined with the area 2D on here, and we need to change it to area 2D as it can detect collisions. So let's just change this, and it will show the end error. First let's change these names to ENE car, or you can name it truck, whatever you want. The name doesn't matter. And if this is shown on a node, you need to think that there is a problem. So if you click on that error icon, it will say that there is no collision shape, it will not collide with other objects and not detect collisions if this not have a collision shape. So at a collision shapes, right, collision, or you can try to find here, not this collision polygon, this also detects collision, but it is a little more difficult for you to understand. This is the main thing, most simple, and you will know it how to use that. Just create the one, and the error is gone from the ENE car, but another error is for the collision. The error will say that there would be a shape on which shape the Godot does not know this is. So we need to tell it on which shape it would behave like. I can see, because we need to add a collision shape for it. So whenever another physics object come here and collides with this, it will emit a signal from this, from this, and it will just, I will tell you later more about that signals, but right now it will just detect collision only when another physics object come and collide with this. And we need to, what I forgot, sprites, this track thing, you just drag it on here, it will be a child of, not collision, we don't want it, would be a child of enemy car. Select it and drag and drop here, it will be child of this enemy car. And the thing is, when we will write script to move it down, it will move down, but this front side would be on here, but as it is not in that side, the car will look like that it is moving back. We don't want it, and we need to rotate this in 180 degree. You need to know what I am meaning by 180 degree. As you need to know it, you need to know about mathematics for this. And it will, when this, you can see the mouse on here, when an object come to collide on here, actually it will not detect collision on this car directly, you can see, because the collision object on here collision object is on here, and it will not detect only when it is on this side. The physics board, another physics board is on this side to collide with it. To not make it possible, let's move the minivan center of this on here. Okay, now it would detect collision for this amount of area, and from up to down, just click with the mouse and drag it. You can do what I can do only then. And now it will detect collision when the car will collide, but you can see these glasses the collision is not with this glass. So when something just collide with the glass, the car will not detect the collision. Whatever, we don't need the glass, we just need the main body of here. You can solve this with collision polygon. You have saw on before. When we creating the things, the collision shape. But let's just work with the simplest things. And now if you run this, it will say to save fast. You need to save it before you can do, I don't know, any car. Yes, so like that, and the car would move downside, but it is not moving because Godot don't know what to do right now with that car. We need to tell it to Godot with a programming language called GDScript. We make sure this is selected GDScript and inherits area 2D. I don't know built-in script. What is this built-in script? And the path is not in scene. As it is a script, we need to take it to the script folder, and in the car the scripts are on scripts, scenes are on scenes folder, and the sprites are on sprites folder. We are going to make these things like that because there is a benefit of when you put the scripts on script folder, scenes on scenes folder. So as there is a benefit, we are going to take this script also on that script folder, and just click create. Again, you can see now it was before parallax background, now it is area 2D, because this thing we attach the script to this any car, and it would extend the class name area 2D, and if it is sprite, it will show an error that this what node we are running this is not a sprite, it is a area 2D. It will show an error if you write sprite or parallax background there. If this is area 2D, so there is no problem. We just need to now think about how to move it down. It is same as the same as this another thing script called root, like this, but later we will need to change the script of root. We will do this later, and I will explain it as well as I can. But for now, let's just I explained to you before what to do if something needed to move down. Just with this plastic wells, it would move more. The truck would move more speedily than the other. Position Y. You remember I explained to you it before. Oh, I did have forward something. I don't think I have forward something now. Just run this scene. You can see it is now moving like a car, like a truck moves. So guys, this was all for this. Next, on the next steps, we are going to discuss more things. The next video would be in the description. On the next video, what we will do, we will make the car of the player, which will move if the arrow keys are pressed, and we will make the main game, design the game over menu and the main menu. Also, we will meet on the next video with more good explain. I think I can do. If you have any problem or question, please let me know in the comment box. If this video is helpful, like this video and subscribe me for more tutorials those I'll upload. Bye.